for some reason radio seems to attract a disproportionate number of people that, I don't know, maybe introverts might be a good way to say it. People who find it easier to relate to people, through a microphone or through a camera or a computer keyboard or whatever, than person to person. And I was sort of an introvert when I was in high school, and not really an outgoing kind of guy. But and the funny thing is, the radio had not been all that big a part of my life. I was mainly into jazz music and classical music, so I didn't hear a lot on the radio that I liked a whole lot, although getting into radio made me see that there is a lot of good stuff in pop music and country music and rock and roll, and I love a lot of it now. But anyway, so plus I discovered, it was pretty cool to be a teenage, in this time and place, it was pretty cool to be a teenage DJ, a high school DJ. It had a little social cachet that I had not realized. But, I dated the most beautiful girl in the high school, probably no other reason for the fact that I was a teenage DJ. And so it had its benefits. Gil Bryan was an interesting guy. Gil tutored me in a lot of things and was the first, I don't know what kind of education Gil had, but to a callow hobbledehoy such as myself, it seemed to me that he was pretty darn well educated, and it was a revelation to me that this guy who seemed very worldly and very well educated and read a lot could nevertheless listen to a Tammy Wynette song produced by Billy Sherrill and just really enjoy the steel guitar on it. I was in my high school jazz phase where I looked down on everything except, Miles Davis or whoever I was listening to, Freddie Hubbard, whoever I was listening to in those days. And to come across a guy who was as cultured as Gil was, who yet had this kind of Catholic taste, was an eye-opener to me, and it influenced me for the rest of my life. I mean, I decided, well, I'd like to be that way, to be able to see what's good everywhere. And so I learned that from Gil Bryan. If I had to say what radio is about, it's about creating moments. It's about creating moments. Public radio, sometimes you call them driveway moments, but just, being a human being and connecting with your listener in some way that adds value to that fairly brief time when the mic is on, when you're not playing music or you're not playing a newscast. Those of us here on this side of the mic would like to feel that we're adding something to the equation when we have the mic on, and you can still do it if you try. It's like playing tennis. You're in a fairly small court, and you have a small amount of time to do it in, but you can still connect if you work at it.